Begin. Okay, Mr. Ragland, over to you.
Well, thank you, Lisa. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Sherman Ragland. I am the chairman of TradeWinds International, which is a company I started over 30 years ago, and proud graduate of the 8A program. I've now gotten to the point of measuring everything in life based on my youngest son, David. So we graduated, TradeWinds graduated from the 8A program just before, I think just around the time he was born, so 20 years ago. And then for my wife and I, was both second marriages for both of us. So I started my company before we got married, and then through a series of events, she decided to start a company, mainly because I had promised her that she could be home with the kids when my youngest was born, and she decided to honor that, and I decided to honor that. And then she had a particular client called NASA who kept on calling her, asking her if they would, if she would help out this new contractor who had gotten the work that she had previously been a manager on. And the company offered her a job, and I told her absolutely positively, do not take that job. If you're going to go back and you're going to work with them, start your own company and come on board as a independent contractor through your company. Of course, that company, she started at the kitchen table, well, actually the living room table and dining room table. And then she ultimately turned that. She had a chance to watch two 8A companies grow and prosper. She went in a different direction than I have. She's graduated from 8A program and decided to stay in the government contracting space. And I, once my tenure was over, decided to go back to do more private sector work. But whatever path one chooses, 8A can be a huge benefit to your growth and the things that you learn and things that you do. So in addition to having started and successfully run a successfully graduated 8A company, and also watched another person look over her shoulder build an 8A company, I'm also the chairman of the Bowie Business Innovation Center, the Bowie BIC. And it is my pleasure that we are able to offer this program to companies and to founders and to CEOs who really want to take their business to the next level. And so there's lots of things I could say, lots of details I could give, but I think we've got plenty of people today who can share with you all kinds of stories, all kinds of insights. We've got a fantastic manager and person who's running the program, QC. Know him personally. He's a great guy. You're going to love working with him should you be admitted to the program. So the one thing I would really want to offer is the one thing that sort of has been my guiding compass in building my company, and that is know why you're doing what you're doing. Be very clear, be very deliberate, be very intentional about why it is that you're building a business. Working for somebody else is hard. Building your own business is hard and sometimes can be harder, especially when you start to invite other people on board, like employees and key stakeholders, et cetera. So there's nothing easy about this path, but you want to be intentional and deliberate about this path. And at the end of the day, always know why you're doing what you're doing, including the decision to get into the 8A program and including the decision to be a part of this process and what we offer, because 9 years goes by really, really, really fast. Trust me on that. So just stay focused, stay true to who you are, and use whatever tools and assets that come your way. And as my father said to me as a kid growing up, when the door of opportunity opens up, don't go back and pack your bags. So thank you for allowing me to make some introductory comments. Lisa, back to you.
Thank you very much, Sherman. Good morning, everyone. My name is Lisa Smith. I'm the Executive Director of the Bowie Business Innovation Center. And we're pleased to have so many 8A businesses participating in our conversation today. We set out to create a results-oriented program for 8A businesses that would be a collaboration with the SBA Washington Metropolitan Area District Office and with the engagement of leading resource partners. We also had some funding from Capital One that helped us deliver an 8A Accelerator program with some distinct features: professional training on capture management development, mentoring opportunities that included successful 8A business leaders from our region, as well as targeted networking with the federal contracting community. I want to say also that this is a quick word about us. The 8A Accelerator is the first in America. We've designed it as a 7-week program for SBA certified 8A companies that are new to the 8A program. And the fall 2021 Accelerator will be online. This is an award-winning program. In 2020, Bowie BIC received the Most Innovative Entrepreneurship Center of the Year award for the 8A Accelerator. from the International Business Innovation Association, which is the global association for entrepreneurship ecosystem builders. And earlier this year, JP Morgan Chase released their playbook for improving diversity and inclusion in entrepreneurship centers. And they included the 8A Accelerator as one of the top 30 programs in the US enabling entrepreneurship. But more important to this, and Sherman really drew attention to this in his remarks, our Accelerator program is unique. It was designed with input from 8A companies, such as Sherman's and some of our board members who you'll hear from in a moment. It was designed through a special collaboration with SBA's Washington Metropolitan Area District Office. It's managed by a successful graduate of the 8A program and delivered with the assistance of mentors from 8A companies and resource partners who have special expertise working with 8A companies. So this morning, you're going to learn a little bit about some of the impacts of the 8A Accelerator. You'll get to meet our SBA collaborators, meet our resource partners from legal, market intelligence, and cost proposal development, get to meet the 8A Accelerator project manager, of course, to where he'll give some details on the specific 8A Accelerator sessions. You'll hear from 2 graduates, the previous 8A Accelerator programs, and of course, have a chance to ask questions. Now, I want to stop talking and introduce Magdalena Geber-Christos, a Bowie BIC board member, who's been one of the champions of the 8A Accelerator program.
Thank you, Lisa. Good morning, everyone. My name is Magdalena Geber-Christos. I am President and CEO of Magadia Consulting, Inc., an 8A business owner. I've been in this program for this is my 10 years because normally it's a 9-year, but due to the COVID, we have extra year, which is great. I am a member of the Bowie BIC Board of Directors, a graduate of Bowie BIC, Business Accelerator, and alumni of Bowie State University. And I've been actively involved with the development and delivery of the 3 previous 8A Accelerator programs since we launched in 2019. Based on this experience, I'm going to make the following comments. The companies in this 8A Accelerator programs represented a broad range of industry sectors. Some of them can be IT, construction, business, management, and so forth. The companies participating in our 8A Accelerator programs typically had been in SBA's 8A program for less than 2 years. These companies had a minimum of 2 employees and annual revenues of less than $1 million. The 8A Accelerator program has made both qualitative and quantitative impacts on the participating companies. CEOs in the 8A Accelerator benefited from the program qualitatively. They more clearly defined their company value propositions. They created a solid capture management strategy and made connections to business mentors and professional networks. One thing I highlight here is in a business, in real estate, everybody's saying you need to have location, location, location. And a business is all about connection. That's the most important part of business, having a good network and connections. CEOs in the 8A Accelerator gain new confidence as they access new marketing, legal, and financial tools, increase their understanding of federal contracting processes, and identify teaming partners, which is the most important. Again, it goes back to relationship and network. The Bowie BIC 8A Accelerator program made quantitative impacts on its participants. The Accelerator has assisted 57 8A companies in the SBA Washington Metropolitan Area District since 2019. The graduates of Bowie BIC 8A Accelerator program reported more than $32 million in new contracts revenue. That's a big, big, big winning. And we know this revenue number is growing by now. But in the broadest sense, I believe that through the Bowie BIC 8A Accelerator program, we are continuing to build new business development capability, as well as to increase wealth generation with the 8A federal contracting community. And I hope everyone will participate and pay attention. Information is power, and then relationship is the basic of business development. So I wish everyone good luck. Thank you.
Thank you, Magdalena.
You're welcome.
I want now to introduce two very special participants and mentors to us, and resources, and ultimately collaborators, because we have had from the very beginning a very special collaboration with the SBA Washington Metropolitan Area District Office, and the 8A program has been delivered always with support from the SBA office. It is a great pleasure to introduce two of my colleagues from SBA. And I'm going to begin with Sheree, who's the deputy director for the Washington office, and then I've asked Candace Miles, who also is a key player for us because of her role working with the 8A companies directly. I was hoping that each of you could kind of offer a quick little snapshot of how we've worked together, and how the 8A businesses will get some additional insights from SBA during this program.
Hello, everyone. And I definitely want to say a special hello to our 8A participants. I am excited because it's Friday, but more than that, through everything we've been through for COVID, that we still have the 8A Accelerator program, and that has not stopped. So I say hats off to Lisa. Our relationship with Lisa Smith, the executive director of the Bowie BIC, it really extends beyond 7 years. I had to laugh because I always remember the first time I met Lisa, and it's really been a great relationship moving forward. The SBA WMATA office has participated and collaborated on several events throughout the years with Bowie BIC. The 8A Accelerator program is just one of the most that we are proud of. This has been a fantastic program. We've talked about many things, and Lisa and I have really collaborated on so many things, but this one, I think we really knocked the ball out the park. SBA sees over 200 applicants a year. And when I say SBA, I mean SBA WMATA. So we bring in I would say about 200 new applicants that participate in the 8A program. We believe this collaboration will help set the foundation for growth for our 8A firms. Lisa and our team of experts are some we have worked with here at SBA. I mean, their knowledge and their commitment to help small business is really under-recognized at the community at large. You're working with a team who is committed to your success. We've all, whether it's Candace, it's me, or our other supervisors, we're familiar with the participants and the subject matter experts that you receive. They are really a great team, and they're just truly committed to your success. I thank Lisa and her team, and you, the 8A participants, for embarking on this journey to grow in the 8A Business Development Program. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheree. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Good morning, everyone. As mentioned, my name is Candace Miles, and I work in the WMATA office as one of the supervisors. Working with the Bowie BIC provides you with an excellent opportunity to learn more about how the 8A Business Development Program works. It definitely is targeted towards the beginning of your life in the 8A program when you've been in for less than 2 years. And that's beneficial because similar to when you started your business and you were signing checks and sweeping the floor, when you get your start in the 8A program, knowing the ins and outs and having the opportunity to meet over a 7-week period and continuously talk with different experts in the program on different topics will help you to achieve or potentially achieve success quicker in the program. So this is definitely a program that we believe in, and we look forward to working with you all over the next couple of weeks. Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you. Thank you both so much. It's difficult to underestimate how much impact we have by having SBA team members associated with the different sessions that happen in the course of this Accelerator. And I just want to say we appreciate both of you so very much, and your team members that help us with all kinds of interesting pieces of information that we need and ways that we need to work with our companies to get them, into the revenue generating positions that we all want to see. So thank you to both of you.
You're welcome.
As we talk about resources though, we're very fortunate because in addition to the collaboration that we have with SBA, 8A Accelerator participants have access to some pretty special resource partners with some special expertise in the 8A field, I guess you could say. I'm sorry that I'm not able to introduce Cy Alba to you in person this morning. He had hoped to be able to be with us, but I think many 8A businesses may already be familiar with Polaire Maza because they have a reputation for extraordinary expertise in the legal field around government contracting, and that's one of Cy's special areas. So Cy will be conducting our session on legal issues and mapping out your company strategy based on the legal ramifications of what you're trying to do. Cy also will be able to offer some individual one-on-one sessions with the members of the 8A Accelerator program. So that's a special kind of a resource that's available. I'm thinking that will go a long way to alleviating some of the stress that we've certainly seen with 8A businesses where they're not exactly sure how to proceed on a legal basis. Another pillar aside from legal, another pillar for our resource program is market intelligence. And it's a great pleasure for me to be able to introduce Jamie Bratton of EasyGov Ops, who's real, living, breathing market intelligence expert with a very popular, highly regarded tool. And Jamie has some special offers for the participants in the 8A program. So Jamie, if you would say a word or two about how EasyGov Ops works with us in the 8A Accelerator.
Absolutely. Thank you, Lisa. And thanks to QC and obviously Sherman as well. And I can't share enough, for all the folks who are going to be listening, from the government contracting community, obviously the 8A folks, the special relationship with the SBA. The SBA doesn't partner with everybody. This is a unique partnership. And, I feel, proud and privileged to be part of this mix as well for many years now. What EasyGov Ops, is hopeful to bring to the mix is market intelligence, analytics, analyst updates, things behind the scenes that people just don't have access to that finite level. Yes, there's government resources out there with live sites like sam.gov and fpds .gov as well, but picture all that data compiled in one particular entity that we're very blessed and fortunate enough to have a staff just under 50 analysts specifically that do their magic each day. So in tandem with that, which is really what brings the relationship into play with Bowie BIC, there's a lot of unique 8A information within our tool. We have unique innate ability to be able to look for brand new 8As, soon to be expiring 8As. Try to target those contracts that are soon to be expiring 8A companies out there to really kind of focus and kind of laser in on those contracts to give you a competitive advantage from that aspect of it. Not just from the aggressive approach from that, but also from partnering. There's a little bit over 1.8 million companies in a platform that we know if they, just became, on CIOSP3 or Oasis or Soup and all these different vehicles, we know exactly what's happening to them, in a live kind of action. So with that, being said, what we want to do with the Bowie BIC participants, and I'm just tickled to death, 52 folks. That's amazing, just absolutely amazing. By far, I mean, it's light years ahead of obviously in the past, and that's just shows the due diligence by Bowie BIC, and I guess a sign of the times with the virtual world, which is a good thing. But I will say that what our mix, for the folks is to provide market intelligence, a 60-day time frame, free of charge. We want everybody to get truly invested into what is available to you, get that competitive advantage, and all that intel will be available for the participants during that time frame. And we hope to be kind of joined at the hip with those 8A folks thereafter. We'll be doing several different webinars, to make sure I'll take the lead on that, which I'd love to do, and really to get people to think outside the box, really understand what's available to you in market intelligence, which is tremendous. And we'll touch upon that, expound upon that when we do our session here in a couple of weeks. Thank you, Lisa.
Thanks, Jamie, very much. Thank you very much. So we've talked about legal, we've talked about market intelligence, and we also want to talk a little bit about cost development and cost proposal development. Annette Johnson with CMT Services was with us briefly this morning, but was not able to stay through the briefing part of this event. But she wanted me to be sure that you knew that she was, like our other resource partners, very committed, very excited to work again with the 8A community. Annette is passionate about understanding cost development and the elements that go into developing a cost for a government contractor. She's seen many, many instances where perfectly good business plans just came apart because the company did not take the time to really understand what their real costs were. So we're looking forward to having Annette give us the truth about how to calculate that and how to manage that. And so she will be one of our resource partners in the course of the program. She also will be offering companies individual appointments if they want to review elements of their own costing issues or the staff that they use to cost and those kinds of things. So we're really happy to be able to offer that as one of our special resources for this program. But I think it's probably time now to really talk about what the heck is the 8A Accelerator program and what do the sessions look like. And so I am really, really pleased to introduce Mr. QC Jones, who is the 8A Accelerator Project Manager. He is a graduate of SBA's 8A program. And Mr. Jones has been really instrumental in helping us refine and continue to innovate the ways that we deliver the whole 8A Accelerator program. So Mr. Jones, if you would take a couple of minutes to talk about the program and then introduce two of our 8A Accelerator participants who've been through the program. Thank you.
Gladly. So guys, everyone's on, that's on the call. This is where the rubber meets the road. This is where
we're on the call.
Yeah, this is where you make the determination whether or not to participate in this program. I mean, Lisa and the team has done a great job in terms of, providing you with information about what our purpose, what our desires are for the 8A Accelerator. And I will go through the sessions. I will, answer questions regarding the 8A program. But first of all, let me introduce myself. My name is QC Jones. I'm the managing partner at Nolan McKenzie and your project manager for the 8A Accelerator program. As said before, the 8A Accelerator program is sponsored by Capital One in collaboration with the U.S. Small Business Administration. And you may have heard this before, but when we were designing this program, we had the fundamental purpose to develop a training that focused on key elements of growing businesses in the federal marketplace. Those key elements are capture planning, mentoring, and networking. Our goal here at the Bowie Business Innovation Center through this 8A Accelerator program is to enable CEOs of newly certified 8A businesses to grow their companies in the federal marketplace. There's no other objective. Unlike many other programs, the 8A Accelerator is designed to provide its participants with real-world training based in best practices, lessons learned from both experienced CEOs as well as industry recognized experts who have been there and done that. It's a 6-week outcome-driven program. We meet every week virtually. The program starts October 29th and concludes on December 17th. We meet every Friday from 8 a.m. to noon. Got to give you a quick story about that time frame. We started off meeting at 8 a.m. to 11, and constantly our sessions would go over into the afternoon. So we made the business decision to have the program start at 8 and end at noon. But we have had exceptional cohorts in the past, and we expect nothing less with this one. Many of the CEOs come to us as, technical experts within their industry with very little or some experience regarding business development. Our aim, and let me say that again, our aim is to provide the how-to in conducting federal business development activities. This is not an academic-based program. We don't operate in theory. You're getting information from people who have actually done this. Our goal is to equip you to win contracts. So let's jump into the sessions. Crystal, if you can pass. So the first session is business capability and value proposition. We hit the road running, right? We really work on helping you refine your core capabilities. We help you polish your value proposition. And we do a thing called identifying champions. And I won't go too much in that. Matter of fact, I won't even speak a whole lot on it at all. But it's a very critical aspect of growing your company. The second session is the deal mix. We talk about the portfolio of deals that you should have throughout the life cycle of your 8A journey. We provide you with information on business development activities, and we introduce to some and clarify for others what are search and offer letters. Session 3, we talk about the sales process. That's where Jamie digs into the market. He show you how to build that pipeline leveraging this tool. And I know he's going to give it to you for free, but if I had my way about it, just go ahead and buy it, because quite honestly, it is the best tool out there for 8A companies. And I'm not trying to sell it, but I've used many before. And for 8A companies, it gives you everything you need at a superb value. Next slide. Okay, Session 4, we talk about financial planning. It does no one any good to win a $4 or $5 million contract and don't have the means to fund payroll. So we talk to you about that. Lisa have already discussed the legal strategy and the legal strategy component, where Cy Alba will deliver that session. Now, let me tell you a bit about this. I've known Cy for a very long time, and I would venture to say that, I would say it like this: he's one of the best in industry. And we really dig into joint ventures. We dig into, legal aspects of teaming agreements, non-disclosure, contract teaming agreements, and so forth. So, you don't want to miss that session. Finally, we talk about, with Session 6, price and cost proposal development. Many of us as small business owners, we spend a lot of time on our technical proposal. And maybe a day or two before the due date, we turn to the price proposal. What we're going to do here is talk about pricing strategies. We're going to talk about how to build competitive pricing for your proposal. So when the customer sees your outstanding technical proposal, they'll be ready to award you the contract once they review your price proposal. Next slide. So here we go. So the final session here, right? I like to call it the bonus session because throughout our time together in the EDA Accelerator program, you will have homework, you will have activities that will prepare you for this moment. And this moment is where we bring senior procurement executive, which you will provide presentations to on your company. So as well as the EDA Accelerator, you get awards as well at this session. But that's it. And I would like at this time, and you can go forward to the next slide, introduce someone that I hold very dear to myself, Miss or Dr. Linda Curitan. Linda.
Thank you, QC. And I thank the world of QC also. I think that one thing in this program that will be very beneficial is meeting QC and establishing what will be a lifelong relationship with him. So I am a fan of this program to the extent that I'm trying to get two of my people in it because of the value that it had to me personally and also to Muse. No matter what anyone says, to be successful in business takes a certain amount of luck, grace, and hard work, right? And what this accelerator program does is reduce the amount of luck that you need. You still need grace and hard work. Grace is unearned favor, is what grace is. And hard work is what you do, which is work hard, long hours. And there's a saying that says that luck is when opportunity meets preparation. And what this program does is give you preparation in order to be successful. It teaches you about the basics of being a hunter, gatherer, and a cook, right? You've got to hunt your prey, you've got to pull it together, and then you've got to cook it. So the hunting, you learn from Easy Gov Ops. I love Easy Gov Ops. I call it the poor girls GovWin is what it is. And we've used it for many, many years and have used it to get marketing intelligence and also find opportunities to bid on and win. It's been very successful. The other aspect of it, which for me personally was painful, and QC will laugh at me for that, is the networking with others. As much of an introvert as I am, and I promise you that I really am, that the learning and being kind of thrown into networking has been very, very valuable to me. And it's still, at my tender age, is something that I'm still developing as a CEO and as a person. And finally, one of the extreme benefits that this program has is to be able to connect with SBA. When I was in the program, SBA business opportunity specialists were there at every session. And if you know how busy your BOS is, that is just grace. I mean, they're there and they hear real time your questions, your problems, and they're able to, in fact, solve some real life problems right away. When I was coming through the program, we were trying to do some things with the joint venture. And I asked a question and immediately they were able to not only give me some feedback, but kind of go back and do some work to help do that. I think that the BOS at SBA is underappreciated, and the fact that they gave their time to be in this program was very valuable. My only regret is that I didn't get into the Accelerator program earlier than what we did, and that I didn't get more of my people, my staff in it. But other than that, it's been a very, very valuable program. And I I value it, and I think that you all will enjoy this very much. So thank you, Lisa, for giving me the opportunity to crow about the Bowie BIC.
Thank you very much, Linda.
That's fantastic. So David Gregory is another one of the graduates of the 8A Accelerator program. David, if you would, please share your thoughts.
Sure. Thank you, QC. And good morning, everyone. As QC mentioned, my name is David Gregory. I'm the founder and CEO of AppNexus. And before I jump into how the Accelerator program benefit me, I just wanted to give you a little overview of who AppNexus is. And I always start with the name because I always get the question is, what is AppNexus?
Yeah.
So AppNexus is the synergy of two words, right? So it's app, which means intelligence and proven capability, and nexus, which means connection or link. So therefore, we consider ourselves the synergy of intelligence and proven capability connected to solve our customers' most challenging cyber and IT issues. So founded in 2012, AppNexus is a premier provider of IT services with a specialization in governance, risk, and compliance solutions for both information and operational technologies. Our focus on IT, combined with our specialization in cybersecurity, ensures that our services seamlessly integrate into our customers' mission and business processes, while also reducing their cyber risk. So that right there, what I just said to you guys is what QC will teach you guys in session one. That's our value proposition. That right there is what I introduce myself as whenever I'm talking to small business offices, when I'm talking to potential teaming partners, and people who in general just ask me what it is that we do. As a participant in the fall 2019 cohort, that was one of the many valuable tools that I took away from the 8A Accelerator class. Over the course of your 7 weeks in the program, you're going to learn just a ton of valuable information, from developing a sales pipeline and running capture, all the way to financial planning, as QC mentioned in the previous slides. All of the information that will be covered is so valuable as additions to your toolkit as a participant in the 8A program. So I advise you all to just definitely take notes, because you will need to refer to them as you embark throughout your 8A journey. If I could offer one piece of advice, it would be to take full advantage of the program by getting to know your classmates. I mean, you really want to get to know and understand, what services or products do they provide? What markets do they provide their services to? What's the size or the value of their past performances? And also, most importantly, is there potential for you all to team? I say this because throughout the course of your journey, you're going to go to small business offices, you're going to give them a pitch on what it is that you do, and they'll present to you the opportunities that are in their sales forecast. But they might just be, just outside of your reach or your capabilities that you provide. But being here in this program, it's an excellent opportunity for you to build those relationships and synergies. And you might recall a classmate that offers a service that you don't provide, that small business office is asking for. So now you're in a position to pursue that work and potentially gain a new competency at the same time. So please take the time to get to know your classmates, the businesses that they have, and tell them about yours. Start looking for those teaming partner opportunities now. After all, the relationships, as you've heard throughout the theme on the previous slides, relationships are the key to success, not only in the 8A program, but in life. Everything's about relationships. The SBA, what you'll find as a new, inductee or a new certified organization, they're not going to hand you a contract. I don't know what you've heard. I don't know what office you talked to. WMATO, I haven't received a call from WMATO yet that said, Mr. Gregory, AppNexus, here's a contract that we want to provide to you. I just haven't heard that. So, in the 8A program, you have to be a salesperson. You have to market your capabilities. And being a good salesperson starts with the number one principle, that is being a relationship builder. So I wish you all success in your journey. If you have any questions for me, I'd be more than happy to answer them for you. And thank you for your time today.
Hey, David, I gotta say, when I heard your value proposition, I was just, over here turning flips in my chair. So I appreciate that. That was awesome. So at this point of our briefing, this is where we open the mic and hear questions from the interested parties on the call.
QC, the first question is, will the presentation materials be emailed to us?
Lisa?
This particular presentation will be available later today. We will send it out to everyone who registered for the event, if that's the question.
Yep.
The next question, is the program available to companies in Virginia?
Yes. And if they're within the Washington Metropolitan District office, it's for that particular office of the SBA.
Right. So that would be Loudoun, Fairfax, Alexandria, Arlington, I believe. Am I correct about that, Sheree? I think that's the Virginia contingent. Yes.
That is all the questions in the chat box.
Okay, look like we have one other. Do you have any tips for successful networking in a virtual market? From my experience, I mean, networking doesn't stop, and we're getting into some of the gist of the program, but I'll start with this. You know, companies are in government are taking virtual meetings, and what I have found is that those meetings are more focused than even in-person meetings. So just you got to conduct the outreach, you got to have the impact statement, you know, people are meeting, people are networking, so it hasn't stopped.
Next question, can you elaborate on the one-to-one training offered, or is the training for the classroom setting only?
Classroom setting only, except for, I think, and Lisa, you may be able to speak on the legal.
Sure. Yeah. What we think first of all about the three resource partners that we talked about. So in the case of Psi Alba, he will conduct the session, the legal session that QC outlined, but he will, the following week, he will take a limited number of one-on-one appointments from participants in the cohort who have specific questions that they want to talk about that they may not have wanted to do in an open forum, or they want really specific information. So Psi makes himself available to be a resource one-on-one to the companies in the program. Jamie was pretty clear what he does. He's going to give all the companies 60 days free trial of the EasyGovOps tool. And then he will also conduct a number of webinars, which would be very small group training sessions for the participants in the 8A program. So you get almost, you know, one-on-one training on how to use that EasyGovOps tool. What Annette will do is when she talks about developing your costs, understanding your cost strategy, she'll do that workshop, which will be in the full group, but then the following week after the workshop, she will do individual appointments with folks in the cohort who have specific questions or want to talk more nuts and bolts about the whole process that she's outlined. So that's there's specific ways that you can differentiate between the big group session and the one-on-ones. And I do want to follow up on something that David said that I think is really important, and that is this, you know, take full advantage, and it's a little bit harder, as QC was just saying, you know, talking with his networking question. The companies that are in the program, they do become your network as well. And there are many times when they have cohort members have come across a piece of business that they couldn't do. They knew there was somebody in the program, and they would call and say, who is the company that does XYZ? I see their face and I can't quite remember the name of their company. And so it becomes its own kind of referral network, which is pretty exciting. So that's an important piece of this as well.
The next question, what if my SBA office is based in Alaska, not DC?
You know, we're hoping that SBA will, you know, provide us with the resources to launch a nationwide program. That's a joke. That's a joke, but it's only for the Washington, D.C. area.
Is the payment we pay for one person or for one company where many can take part?
One person.
Is the program tailored only to IT industries? Ours is an environmental consulting firm. Will I benefit?
No, it's not for only IT companies. It's for 8A certified companies, whether you're construction, logistic, admin, aviation. It's for 8A company. If you're 8A certified in the Washington, D.C. area, you qualify to participate in the program.
In addition to attending the sessions, can you provide an estimate for the time involved?
We will have some homework for participants, and that's hard to estimate, but the only requirement is the participation on Friday.
What is the enrollment selection process? And,
Ruling.
and are you considering 8A participants who are in the later years of the 9-year contract?
So I have to say this, I've been interviewing companies this week, and quite frankly, we're really getting close to the number of companies we're looking at, limiting in terms of the participation in the 8A program. We're looking at 25 companies, right? And so we've been conducting interviews. And so my advice would be to get your applications in as quickly as possible.
Are there other days besides Fridays that they'll have to meet? We are in another cohort.
No.
Would it be possible? Would it be possible to have more than one person attend from my company?
Yes.
What is the total? I'm sorry. What is the total cost and deadline to enroll?
Lisa.
That was going to be the very next thing that I was going to say, is that if you are interested in applying for the fall 2021 cohort, please submit your applications through the 8A Accelerator website by Wednesday, October 27 at 12 noon. As QC said, we've had great interest in this cohort, and we want to be sure that we give adequate attention to the applicants that we receive.
Is there any additional criteria to enroll?
No.
Well, yes and no. I think what Mr. Jones is also wanting to refer back to something he said earlier, and that Magdalena said too, is that this program is designed for companies that are at less than $1 million in revenue. So that makes them typically relatively young companies. So they may have been in business for a while, but they may not have generated the revenues that would kind of reach that $1 million mark. So that's one of the things that we're looking for, because what we want to be able to demonstrate is that we can make a difference in a young company's business practices, and also influence their future success by moving that needle early in the process from $1 million to $2 million, say.
Is this program focused on the C-suite?
Yes.
Can you email the application?
It's on, Lisa.
The application is available on the 8A Accelerator website, BowieBIC8A.com. You can just click on it and register right there, and then that goes directly to Mr. Jones. So that's the easiest way to do it. You also can access it through some of the flyers that you've received from us, but the website is the best and fastest way to go.
What is the cost?
It's $395.
Less than 1 million of 8A revenue or 9 8A revenue total?
With this, as it relates to qualifying.
Can you repeat the question?
It says less than 1 million of 8A revenue or 9 8A revenue total.
No, it's revenue total.
Someone's asking, what is the C-suite?
CEO, Chief Marketing, but the program is really designed to equip the CEO to understand and learn how federal marketing works.
If we
but
have
that's not
more,
to, let me just expand on that, but that's not to say that we have not worked with marketing individuals within a company. But again, the CEO has to be engaged in this process.
And I think the other answer to the question is just that the reason that we're targeting companies that are younger in their 8A is because generally capture management and business development strategies will be done by the CEO. And the tips and strategies that we share are to help you build your capture management process and also to engage other members or people who work for your company.
Thank you, Candace.
If we have more than 2 million but zero income from 8A, can we participate?
That would be a tough call, I think, because we have so many companies that are at that earlier stage with less than 1 million. I think that it might depend on the company, and that would be kind of part of the application process. Don't mean to sound vague about it, but I think it would really kind of depend because we're really looking for companies that are even earlier than that at the revenue point.
The link for the 8A website and the application is in the link, in the chat box. And that is all the questions we have.
Fantastic.
Okay.
So at this point, Lisa, we turn it back over to you. We have interviews to conduct, and
We do.
You could close us out.
Yes, well, it has been just, number one, great pleasure to be able to meet so many 8A companies like this via Zoom. Special thanks to all the presenters who are an integral part of the 8A Accelerator team and its success. And also the fun of working on the program. I think I would have to say that too. We encourage you all to think seriously about, developing your 8A businesses for those companies that are on the Zoom call today. And as QC said, we're accepting applications through Wednesday, the 27th at 12 noon, because we do get started on Friday, the 29th of October. And it will be a wild 7 weeks from there. So I think that all I can say is congratulations to all of you for investing in this call today with us. And we look forward to having a chance to work with many of you in the coming weeks. So thanks to all.
Thank you.
Take care.